Do you remember poetry? Do you recall when William Shakespeare, any of his works, do you remember the first time when you saw them and you heard those words? Do you remember the first love story that you heard? Or the first love poem? Do you remember when the love of your life told you something so profound? Something like, I love you more than the sands love the rain, compared to, hey, I love you, and compared to ILY, an abbreviation written on a piece of paper. Now remember 100 years ago. Whether you were alive or not is irrelevant, you still have some memory of it. When people dressed like gentlemen and ladies, and they had class. When they were chivalrous, and the word valor was more than a distant memory in the dictionary and vocabulary of mankind. When people had manners and morals, when a sentence was more than emoticons, abbreviations, alphabet soup codes, and dumbed down TV bullshit. Now, when you're listening to affirmations through subliminals, and you're listening to people speaking when you're watching TV and everyone's talking and don't, no, can't, this, blah, 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 and everything is abbreviated and cut short, and everything usually is a little angry sounding in some way or another, or it's exaggerated to portray to you what it feels like. As if you're too stupid to understand what love is, so they have to exaggerate it and make it extremely sexual or dramatic or terrifying or something to get an emotional response out of you. Now, these children that seem to be children, quote unquote, I use that word loosely, by the way, because most of them are adults pretending to be children because it's their job. They make subliminals, they make TV shows, they make whatever the heck they make, and they are basing their affirmations on the collective consciousness and its level of intelligence. They don't comprehend how the mind works, other than how they are told the mind works and the neural imprint that the rest of them and their hive mind share. So if I write down a line that says, I love you by dawn, I love you by light, I love you because it is my right. Or, I am so beautiful by dawn's light, I am so beautiful by the moon's light, I am so beautiful because it is my divine right. That simple, poetic little saying, the way that old gods and goddesses spoke, okay, makes your subconscious and your conscious mind, your little human muggle comprehension levels, regardless of if you're a god, an alien, or a human, the amount of comprehension you currently have is muggle level compared to what you had or what you can have. So a statement like that, an affirmation that's poetic and rhymes and has a little bit more in-depthness to it, has your consciousness thinking that by any light, at any time, day or night, past, present, or future, as long as the sun and the moon have existed, you are therefore beautiful, As long as divinity has existed, you are beautiful, and therefore you are divinely beautiful. All in one sentence. Hence why magic and spell work is so powerful. But these little kids who pretend to be, and these adults who pretend to be kids, that work for certain places, and they're designed to destroy your mind and to harvest the energy from it, or to keep you tempered down and under wraps and under control. They feed your muggle mind by having you listen to affirmations such as, I have slim petite legs, I have slim petite something, I am so loved, I am so beautiful, I am so this, I am so that, which is fine if and only if those are woven through the tapestry of magic that you are wielding, and between more powerful affirmations. So if I'm writing an affirmation for you saying, I am beautiful by dawn's light, I'm beautiful by the moon's light, I'm beautiful by divine right. And the next following lines are, I am extremely beautiful, I have divine beauty, I am graceful, I am elegant, I am excruciatingly pleasant to look at, I am eye candy, I am this, I am that. Your mind is affirming and reaffirming that beauty with all these different methods being pointed at the same thing, your beauty. When affirmations are done repetitively, line by line by line by line, all within short bursts, one after another, after another, after another, what they do is entrain and entrap your consciousness within small focal bands of attention that repeat over and over, which makes your consciousness level diminish. Do you comprehend this? This is why it is better to write your own affirmations and create your own subliminal videos, or to find someone like me who is a very, very, very qualified and skilled and ancient soul, and has absolutely zero gain from what you benefit from. I gain nothing by you succeeding. I gain nothing by you losing. I gain nothing from your existence or lack of existence. It is completely irrelevant to me whether you are this or whether you are that. So when I offer the help to you, when I offer the affirmations to you, when I upload videos for you, it is completely 1,000 infinite amounts, percentages, however you want to measure it, to validate and verify it for yourself. Selfless of me, which means I gain nothing. The self that I am gains nothing from you. Nothing. It is irrelevant to me. So what I am doing to assist you is for your benefit. You decide how to benefit from it. You either choose or don't choose. The affirmations, the words are there. It's basically like I'm showing you and casting a spell for you that once it reaches your ears, you and your soul and your consciousness, your highest, greatest self, decide what to do with that pure power. I simply guide it to you. I simply point to what it is that you're really looking at and what you're listening to. The rest of it is up to you. It's irrelevant to me. I don't care if you like, I don't care if you subscribe, I don't care if you donate, I don't care if you don't. God is my income. God is my bank. God is my likes and subscribes. God is my husband. God is my wife. And I don't mean the religious God. Source energy itself. I have no need of anything from you because I have source. Okay? I'm going to be making a lot more subliminals this week, and I'm going to be making them for my own personal use and then posting them up after I've used them, or at least after I set them in a way where I can leave them playing at night through a playlist, because I absolutely do use the subliminals I have created. I would never, ever, ever do anything that would put you or anyone else at harm, because then it becomes relevant to me. Then my reality becomes affected through your reality. And that is something I have zero, nil, null, void consent to. I have only the intent to assist you. If any harm would come to you due to something I had done, then it would mean that my life would be experiencing negative effects. Therefore, I simply revoke my consent from any harm done to you or anyone involved with you and my energy. Trust that. Because I love myself enough to keep drama out of my life, especially drama that is involving other people's lives suffering because of actions involving what I do. So when I make these videos for you, when I make the subliminals and anything else, it is always to help you so that you can help yourself, so that no one needs to help you again. Okay? Apparently, when I was asked to come here, it was because, and I quote, "You are the best of us." And that was said to me by someone very dear to me, a group I was a part of. So when I was asked to come here and help, rest assured it is completely irrelevant to my personal gain. If you get harmed, then it becomes detrimental to me, and I simply have no regard for that. I don't want it, I have no interest in it, etc., etc. And it has nothing to do with a god or any groups or anything else. I simply do not want it on my conscience. I don't belong to this world, and I don't intend on staying here that long. So dragging myself down the karmic loophole for you is completely something I do not, N-O-T, intend on doing. Now, it would be great if you could look through your books, go to the library, really go to the library, not online, but an actual library. Touch a book. Open the books and look at how people wrote things more than 40 years ago. And then do the technique that I made a video for earlier, the get your shit together technique. And be aware of how stupid the collective consciousness has gotten. I was reading a book called Alice in Wonderland, one of the original prints, which was downstairs in the community room. And I picked it up and I was looking at it, and I was brought to tears at how stupid we've become as a species. That one paragraph in that book has more eloquence and grace within it than any movie made in the last 20 years, basically. That any line in the last unicorn book has more fractals and loop and oh my God, how many ways it can be interpreted and how many ways your subconscious benefits from those interpretations. But then there's stupid things on TV and movies that are just like brainwashing you with bleach. This species was something to be proud of before. It was noble. It was graceful. And it would be great if you could remind yourself genetically of what it feels like to be noble and graceful, to be a gentleman or a lady, to be an empress or an emperor, and not just because of a card, to know what a diva actually is instead of a singer with an attitude, to know and feel what a siren is instead of a thing that makes a sound, to know what a sylph is, an undine, a salamander instead of a little lizard, the gnomes, the elves, the fae, the she, to know the meaning of these words and the species attached to them instead of just thinking that they're cards or that they're fairy tales. How ashamed would Gaia herself be if she walked among you and saw society and people the way they are as one of them? Would you even recognize her? Would you? What if Jesus Christ, or whatever name you want to give him or her, was walking around? Would you recognize them? Would you wait for somebody to float down through the sky and like shoot lightning bolts at you, or like beams of light and golden halos and arches and doves flying everywhere? Or would these beings that are here to help remind you of yourself and show you how far you've come from who you were? And not in a good way. Modern society doesn't even know what a hermaphrodite is. Shame on you. Now take that energy of knowing that you don't know anything and transmute it into intellect and knowledge for yourself. Your subconscious mind is powerful. It is far more capable of just, I'm so skinny, I'm so petite, I'm so pretty. No. You are magnanimously gorgeous. Your beauty is glorious and divine. The angels sing of your grace. The birds fly on the breath you breathe out. And the oceans move back and forth with the beat of your heart. You are love itself incarnate in flesh, and you are beauty beyond beauty of time and space. Write affirmations like that. Love yourself enough to evolve with grace.